than Club Dada. So we're on air. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Shane. Here with Patrice Pike.
What's happening?
How are you?
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say that I liked that last song you played. The new one you did. It's really, really good. I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't say anything
Thank
if
you.
I didn't like it.
I know that about you.
I thought it was a good song.
Thank you.
So we usually start this off about history kind of with us and how long you've been playing here and that sort of thing. It's been
I don't know.
15.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
A long time.
Well, we did the Wednesday residency for
7 years?
7 years.
I think.
It was a long
Right?
time.
Steve knows.
Yeah, Steven.
Steve can be our
Historian?
confirmer.
It's our
Yes.
Mucky.
Historical
Patrice
confirmation
Pike,
person.
historical historian. You're a historical historian. And you know what was cool about that? I was thinking about it when I was sitting back there watching you. Is how many people that I've still friends with because
Of the
Teresa and
Wednesdays?
Steven and Laura Moore and
Yeah.
Krista and all those people I still see every once in a while. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And every time they come in, they come up and say hi. So it was a nice little community, nice little run. It was fun.
I remember when we looked each other in the eyes with sadness because it was over.
But we see each other every once in a while.
Yeah,
We
I'm
can
not
reminisce.
complaining. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I mean it in, like, I felt the meaningfulness
Yeah.
when we were like,
Yeah.
wow, that was cool, and it's over, and that's weird.
Yeah. All great things must come to an end.
Totally.
Like this presidency. Let's talk about that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going there. Anyway, so I'll get to these questions.
I was just going to talk about not driving every single week back and forth from Austin to Houston came to an end. And
that had to be
that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I bet. I hate that drive.
That's a lot.
I hate that drive.
I mean, I got used to it, and I got to the point where, have you ever seen the zebras? The zebras on the Freebo Ranch?
No.
So, yeah, halfway, between Austin and
Oh, I do
Houston is a Freebo Ranch, and it's
Oh, I know what
grown.
you're talking
They
about.
keep buying land,
Yeah.
and you almost feel like you know them because you keep seeing them expand, and you're, there's the Freebo Ranch, but I don't know these people.
Start naming the zebras.
But I know they're animals.
Yeah.
In the sense that they have bison, they have zebras, but you get to this point when you're driving back to Houston from Austin over and
Right.
over where you're like trying to figure out what day do they put the zebras out to pasture. And then I realized it was on the weekend, so I would never see them unless I came here to play a weekend show.
Yeah.
When do you see zebras on a ranch in a field?
I guess on Saturdays.
On the way to the Mucky Duck
On
is
the way
the
to
answer.
the Mucky Duck. Tell everybody in Austin. Every time they drive to the Mucky Duck, they see zebras. At
Yeah, and then they're like, what are you on?
yeah. Lots of things. So I'll get to my first question. My first question is, what was the first record that you bought with your own money?
It was Elton John Caribou.
Oh, that's a cool one.
I was 4.
4?
Mhm.
How'd you earn money at 4?
So my
wanna
mom
know
was
this.
married to a musician,
Uh-huh.
and buying and owning records was a thing in our family. So I picked up that was a thing, and it was really neat to get to do that. And so they gave me some little allowance, for doing whatever, taking the dog
And
outside
you
or
picked
whatever.
Elton John.
Because my
Caribou.
mom played Tumbleweed Connection to me all the time.
Okay.
And then I wanted to buy something new, or
Nice.
new to me.
Well, that's a cool first record.
Yeah.
What was the last one you bought? This is always harder for everybody else.
The most recent one?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't bought.
It could be digital.
I haven't bought a vinyl in all year. Haven't been to a record store since pandemic. But I most recently downloaded the Brittany Howard solo record.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit of that.
Yeah.
It is good. So what was your first concert? The one you wanted to go to? Or you can tell both. The one you got drugged to
No.
and the one you wanted to.
When I got drugged.
Well, the one you got by your
dragged
parents.
to?
You dragged.
Um,
Drugged.
you said
Dragged.
drugged, and I was like, oh, I'm having PTSD now.
Just trying to spice this up.
I got to go see, I was 12, 11 maybe, and I saw Journey at Reunion Arena in Dallas.
Oh, nice.
Yes, with Bryan Adams opening up.
Oh,
It was pretty awesome.
yeah. Yeah. Mine was
I was a huge Journey fan.
It was a White Snake,
as a
Great
child.
White. Yours was way better.
I saw them too. later
It was
at the
awesome.
Texas Jam.
Yeah.
Did you go there?
I never went
Were
to
we
the
both
Texas
there?
Jam. I went to the thing at Rice Stadium once, like a Monsters of Rock. It's like Van Halen and Metallica, and it was docking. It was
I
cool.
saw White Snake at the Texas Jam, and I probably wasn't supposed to be there, so I'm telling on myself.
Well, I think
Sorry,
you're
Mom.
okay.
Nah, she's cool with it. But Boston was actually headlining.
Boston, I think, did a lot of those, didn't they?
And my experience was I was a teenager,
Yeah.
and Whitesnake guy was so gross because he was like lecherous.
It's all sexual
Because I went to the
innuendos.
day before. No, I
Yeah.
went to the meet and greet thing the day before,
Oh, okay.
and he was all creepy and lecherous. And the Brad Delp, the singer for Boston, was such a gentleman and like
Right.
treated me like a child because I was, you know. So I let him sign my T-shirt.
Oh, David Coverdale.
No, David Coverdale wasn't allowed to sign anything.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Because he was creepy.
I would. That's kind of. That doesn't surprise me.
He had a trench coat on, and it was 100 degrees outside in the middle
Well, he
of
also
summer.
had Tawny Katane at one point.
He had what?
Tawny Katane.
Oh.
Remember the redhead that used to dance on his car?
Oh. I didn't know her name.
Oh, shit. Every kid my age knew her name, I think.
I believe you.
So what was the first song you ever wrote? You remember?
My mom tells this story. I was 4, and I had a blue ukulele, which I called my Toodaloo.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why
And
not?
I wrote songs about the cows, and it was a blues song. And I cried
Well,
while singing the blues about how the cows couldn't cross the road because of the cattle guards.
is there a recording of this?
No, but she tells the story, and I believe her.
Can you play it next time you play here?
I'm going to have to rewrite it.
I'm gonna ask you. Don't think I'll ever forget this. And Steven is here
Oh my
too.
God, I'm in trouble.
And he will remember.
And it was on my stepfather's, step grandfather's ranch outside of Fort Worth in Crowley, Texas. And I was sitting on a fence, literally. We picked green beans in the field.
And
like
you-
this was real.
You played
Country
the ukulele and weeped over
I did.
cows.
I cried for the cows.
Sounds like a hit. So
I was a cowgirl.
what was your first paying gig?
I played at the original Poor David's Pub on Greenville Avenue when I was 16.
See, all your firsts are kind of cool. I mean, that's not like Frank's
Have
Coffee
even more.
House.
Do you want to know more about it? Short
Sure.
story.
Good.
So it was technically an open mic, but it's the kind of deal
Oh.
where no, you have to sign up.
Right.
So all these bands were signed up, and we
Uh-huh.
were the last band. And so my stepdad went, who was a biker in a biker gang, and all of his biker brothers were there.
Okay.
And then they were gonna run out of time, so the last bands weren't gonna get to play.
Right.
And so the biker guys with my dad went and had a talk with the bar.
So they basically extorted money out of these people.
No, they had a talk so that we could play.
So basically they threatened
Basically,
to,
it was some biker mafia stuff that went down so that
Yeah.
I could have my first gig.
And you got paid.
Oh yeah,
Something doesn't sound right here.
something.
Good for your dad.
I still work for David at Poor David's Pub. Are
Well,
you
it must not have
surprised?
been that bad then. Must not have broken any legs.
No, he didn't. No.
So,
David actually, I guess, thought it was really impressive.
I mean, of course it was. You're still doing it.
Yeah.
So, did you ever have a moment in your life, younger, before you started playing, that you heard a riff, a song, a lyric that was like, that's what I want to do with my life? Is there something distinct you can remember? Some people were like, just a lot of music around the house. Other people zero in and tell me about the smell in the air at the time they,
Yeah, because so my mom was married to a musician back then when I was 4 and bought that record. And they actually had a studio that they built out of cinder blocks in this town in Crowley, Texas. And the outside of the building was pink.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all hippie guys in their 20s.
This wasn't the motorcycle guy?
And they were recording on reel to reel.
Oh.
No, that was her next husband.
Oh, okay.
I love you, Mom. She doesn't mind that I tell her stories. But they were recording on reel to reel, and so the band was Singer, which was actually a pretty popular band in the 70s in the Texas region. Johnny Knitzinger was the lead singer. And they just thought it was cool to like have a little Patrice hanging about. So I actually got to see guys in their 20s being in a rock band recording demos.
So you just kind of absorbed it.
Yeah, it was just what people did,
right?
You know. And then he later played with Bugs Henderson and different people, and I was around all those guys when I was a little kid.
That's cool. So what are we quarantine watching? What are we Netflixing? What are we doing?
I watched
Tiger King.
His Dark Materials. Is that what it's called?
Something like that.
It's based on the Compass books.
Yeah, I read all those.
It's good.
I did. What would your daemon be?
Oh, it would definitely be a lion for sure.
So it would be a zebra.
A zebra.
There
Your
you go.
people
Your people
are close by, Shane. Should go see them. You would really be a zebra?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think it'd be a shark.
Ooh, I'm scared of sharks. Jaws
so
movie
fast.
ruined me when I was a kid.
Yeah, my mom made me watch all that stuff. It never bothered me. She was the shark lady. That was her CB handle when we traveled.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
She likes sharks.
Did you have a CB handle?
I think I was a road runner. Pretty inventive.
Okay.
Yeah, we drove and I was running
That's
around.
cool.
I don't know. I was like 4. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, though. We had a big antenna.
Yeah.
My dad would talk like he was a trucker.
My step-grandmother had a pink Cadillac with the plastic covers on the seats, and she had a CB in her car.
Oh, yeah. We had a van. That's how we traveled. They were teachers, so we drove to Colorado in a van with a CB, and the colorful language would kick on. My dad would turn that thing off real quick. It was so fun. Learned a lot of language. So do you have
learned so much about each other, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm going to go get a CB. So do you have any guilty pleasures do you care to share with all the people?
Guilty pleasures. Well, as I let them run through my head and pick all the ones I can't say.
Well, that's the point. You got to say the ones that you don't want people to know. Make it interesting.
I just go to the really pure ones, which is like the honest, very first one that comes to my mind is that I love dark chocolate ice cream at night.
Really?
Yeah. And if I don't have that, there needs to be some Justin's dark chocolate peanut butter cups in the closet, or I'm upset.
That's a very wholesome guilty pleasure. But we'll leave it at that. All right, I got one last thing for you before I let you off the hook, and these are some either ors, and I get all kinds of, stuff over this because people don't want to pick, and it's an opinion, and people say, and the first one's the big one, the Beatles or the Stones.
Oh God, Shane, why do you do this to people?
You don't have to. You can just say pass. But it's like when you have kids, you definitely have one that you favor over the other. Nobody will say it.
Well,
but you have a favorite kid.
I think the problem with this question is not
kids.
you. It's that the Beatles broke up so early that I've seen the Stones live so many times that I feel like that is an experience that I didn't get with the Beatles.
Right.
So I lean to the Stones
Did you
because
see
I've
McCartney?
seen them. I saw McCartney.
And you saw the Beatles.
No, it's not the same. You can't have the Beatles without John Lennon and Ringo Starr and George Harrison. Come on.
So you're saying the Beatles then? Or are you going to say the Stones?
No, I'm saying the Stones, yeah.
But I mean, what music do you enjoy more? I know you enjoy both.
Honestly, I know more Beatles songs. So I'm more of a Beatles songs fan when I think about it. Like, it's not automatic for me. And the truth is because I'm actually a Led Zeppelin fan.
Really?
But you didn't pick Led Zeppelin. You picked Beatles and Stones.
I can't do all of them. I don't... Van Halen or Led Zeppelin.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just revealing. If you'd had Led Zeppelin in there, it would have been
next time I'll come up with Led Zeppelin for you.
No, but I can tell you that the Paul McCartney show I saw both at ACL and at Lollapalooza in Grant Park in Chicago blew my mind. And I also feel like I got some perspective about how great it was, just not for me, but because my girlfriend saw the show and she's younger. Mm-hmm. And isn't really a Beatles fan necessarily. And she still says that was probably the best show she's seen in her life. And she's seen a lot of bands.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that about his shows. I'd love to see him at some point, if it ever happens again. Who knows?
Yeah, so good.
So Dolly Parton or Aretha Franklin?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they're not going to be easy. I can't say Slayer or Air Supply.
Well, I'm not gonna answer the question because I've met one of them and she wasn't very nice.
Aretha.
I can't say.
I'm guessing. Total guess.
I can't.
Let's talk about not people that are not nice that you've met. All right, we'll move on. Elvis or Sinatra?
Oh wow. My first inclination was to say Elvis. I don't know why, but I think it's because I didn't listen to a lot of Sinatra until I was older.
Okay.
I think just the childhood Elvis experience, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the kind of way I am. I'm way more Sinatra than Elvis now. But if you'd asked me 17, 18-year-old Shane, it'd been Elvis.
Yeah.
I'd have probably just said he's lame. I don't want to listen to any of that.
But Sinatra's voice, oh my
Yeah.
God, so fantastic.
So Willie or Johnny?
I just don't. They're so different to me.
I know it seemed like you would gravitate towards one.
I think if you're a Texan, you have to be Willie.
Yeah, I think that's
like
been
just my heart. It's like it's in
Right.
there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love Johnny Cash.
But see, people
But
answer these questions, and I think
feel like Willie is home, and Johnny is this like incredible icon that
Right.
feels a little distant.
But they're both iconic. I mean.
Yeah, but I just mean it feels further away from me.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that.
If that makes sense.
So, Lady Gaga or Madonna?
It was Madonna, and now it's Lady Gaga.
Fair enough. All right, I got one more for you. Michael Jackson or Prince? Take
Prince.
anything that was done. Okay. Everybody's saying Prince. I think I got to change it. But what I think I'm going to change it to is 80s, 90s Prince or 2000 after Prince.
Yeah, I mean, you could also say
'Cause you do
Prince
Prince
or
against
Stevie
Prince.
Wonder.
Yeah, I don't. Because I did Stevie Wonder and somebody, and nobody picked Stevie either.
Really?
Yeah. Ray Charles, I think.
Because Stevie Wonder and Prince would stump me. I couldn't pick one or the other. I would have to go with Stevie because my mom played Songs in the Key of Life to me all the time.
I love that record.
And so it's like religion. But then Prince.
Prince is genius. But later Prince, early Prince?
Early.
Early?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think me too. But I think we're of that generation.
I just
The
also
coolest
just he
generation
was
ever.
so just like an alien, like so new and fierce. Just so fierce.
Till the end.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for sitting with me.
Thanks for
fun.
great questions.
It's Patrice Pike, everybody. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.